Hello, my friend. Amner Hunter here. Today, I wanted to take some time to reflect on Mr. Ozzy Osbourne that left a huge impact on me and, of course, millions and millions of people around the globe. But I wanted to have a bit of a reflection, remembrance, sorry, looking back on his impact on me. It's gonna be a brief video. It's not gonna be a long video, but I wanted to take the time to make this public and thank Ozzy Osbourne for all his legacy and all his impact on us. And yeah, of course, we are very sad of the news. Um, what what I think it's is peaceful, or it, it was, I think, in the best possible way, in the sense that he had the farewell some weeks ago, proper farewell. I think not a lot of people had the chance or have the chance to have that kind of event worldwide with millions of people watching and tens of thousands, saying goodbye, and also like remembering the legacy and everything. So I think in that sense, um, he he passed happy and surrounded by all of the people that loved him and that he loved. And I think in that sense we can rest a bit as well, and can and we our grief might be a bit easier, right? But it's one of those deaths that has impacted me the most. And I talked with, I remember talking with friends or something, like, imagine the day that Ozzy is no longer here. It's gonna be a very, very sad day in the world. It's gonna be slightly, or maybe hugely different place. I didn't want to imagine a world without Ozzy, and but now we're here. Uh, I didn't think it was going to be that soon after the farewell show some weeks ago. But anyway, here we are. Rest in peace, Mr. Ozzy. I just wanted to remember how I got to hear about Ozzy. It was about well, when I started listening to rock and all that was in 1999, and probably around 2000 or 2001 on MTV or something. I remember maybe the first video I saw from Ozzy was the Gets Me Through. I have my guitar connected here just in case I need some riffs or something. So I mean, you remember that riff from Gets Me Through? Right? I think that was the first video I saw from Ozzy when I was a teenager. And yeah, it gave me like kind of, it's a spooky, right? Spooky video. And Ozzy's persona and everything, the Prince of Darkness, right? And but I remember also Zach Wild leaving an impact on me. But it was later when I became more of a fan, maybe a year or two, around 2002 or 3, when I saw the Live at Budokan DVD. That's when I was like hooked. and I wanted to become Zach Wild and everything. Yeah, I became obsessed with his sound, and I learned a lot from their songs together. Right, of course, from Randy Rhoads as well, one of my other idols, which is Guitar Hero from of Zach Wild, and other guitar players that I really followed a lot. So yeah, the impact of Ozzy, of course, goes throughout many generations, and yeah, it's gonna be remembered always. In 500 years, we're gonna be, well, we're not we, but I, I I'm pretty sure people will still be talking about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and all that. They are pioneers. They invented the metal genre pretty much, and so yeah, I learned a lot from their songs, from his songs, solo, mostly. I was more follower and fan of Ozzy from his solo work than Black Sabbath. Of course, I love Black Sabbath, but I was more a fan and follower of his solo albums. I remember buying at Walmart the No More Tears album. That album still with me to this day and had a huge impact. Every song on that album is a banger, right? Um, you know, of course, No More Tears and Mama I'm Coming Home. Yeah, those songs, and there are other ones there. Mr. Tinkle Train, Road to Nowhere. Um, what other? Yeah, I remember another name there, but that album had a huge impact. Um, but yeah, of course, you know. Amazing, amazing stuff. And also, one of my idols, uh, like all-time guitar heroes, was Alexi Laiho from Children of Bodom, which sadly and tragically passed away at 41 years old in 2020. And Alexi Laiho was a huge fan of Ozzy Osbourne. I think it was his favorite artist and musician all around. And the guitar players from Ozzy's band, Randy, Jakey Lee, Zach Wild, also left a huge impact on him, and that left a huge impact on me as well. So I learned a lot of techniques and scales and stuff like that from Alexi, but he got it from Zach Wild and Randy Rhoads, and I was also going back to from my modern guitar idol to those older guitar idols, and yeah, I mean, I had a some years ago I had a guitarist solo project, instrumental project, and always on my set it was two songs from Ozzy were on my set, Mr. Crowley and Crazy Train, right? Those pinch harmonics that I know how to play are thanks to Zach Wild, right? I wanted to achieve that, and Alexi Laiho had that, but he had it from Zach Wild, right? So I love those pinch harmonics, very aggressive, and I was practicing many many hours trying to get there. Of course, I don't play like Zach Wild, but I think I have kind of his pinch harmonic technique. You know, very very aggressive, and I still use it to this day. And not as much as Zach, but I love that technique, and of course from Randy, all of that pentatonic runs and modes and scale. So yeah, it was amazing to be a fan of Ozzy. I had the opportunity, thankfully, to see him at Hell in Heaven festival in Mexico City in 2018. I don't remember if it was May or June. I don't remember the month exactly, or April maybe. Down in Mexico City, and it was a time when Zach Wild returned to the band, right? From Ozzy, and I saw that reunion there. The show was amazing. We were crying, me and my friends, hearing some songs, and Ozzy, of course, was in a better shape. He was standing up. He was running a bit, and his voice, of course, was in much better shape. But his last concert, I mean, was his voice broken up a bit and stuff like that. It was very moving, right? Um, if he wasn't like getting precisely to the notes and stuff, that's really not the point. I think it's the emotion behind it. It was, if it were like auto tuned, it wouldn't have, of course, the emotion, the impact. Um, but hearing his real voice was very touching, and yeah, I when I found out about the concert at Birmingham, I was very eager to go, and I was waiting. I remember maybe 1 hour before the tickets went on sale. It was 3 in the morning because I live in Mexico, and Birmingham time zone, it's like 8 hours after here. So I was like 1 hour before the time of the tickets sale, right? And I couldn't get to buy tickets. I really, yeah. If I would have gotten tickets, I would have gone to Birmingham for sure. I don't know how I would get the money or something, gotten the money, but yeah, I think uh, I thought maybe Ozzy would last maybe some more years, not months or days, even weeks. Yeah, I really wanted to go, but I couldn't. But yeah, I watching the footage and all from the show, it was the best farewell to Ozzy, and I think he left this world happy and fulfilled. Uh, the whole world um, recognized his trajectory and his, you know, all of the journey, all of the impact when he is was alive, right? Everything was before he left us. The induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that recognition by everybody, and the farewell. So I think um, he left this world uh, the happiest he could have ever be, given the situation, and I think it's the best way to go. And I wish all of us had that opportunity. But yeah, let's play something here. Oh. Awesome, right? Yeah, Crazy Train. Also, I love that. So yeah, thanks a lot, Ozzy, for all of the music, for all of the great moments that you have given us, um, and the moments that you are still gonna give us, because your music will live on forever. So I am very interested to know your anecdotes, your personal anecdotes, or how you got to hear from Ozzy for the first time. Perhaps you have seen him live many times. Perhaps you had a chance to see him with Black Sabbath back in the day, or his solo work in the 80s, 90s, or something like that. So let me know, my friends. I just wanted to take the time to reflect on the impact he had on me as a musician, as a guitar player, and as a person as well. Also, as a person, I think uh, I loved his sense of humor and his authenticity. I think that's one of the greatest lessons. His authenticity. Um, he had, of course, many dark moments throughout his life, his addictions, and all of the scandals and everything. Uh, but that's just part of being human, and he embraced his humanity. He was authentic. He never um, like was trying to hide um, his dark side, so to speak, or his issues, his problems. He was who he was, always very authentic person. I think that's a life lesson to us all. and also an example of perseverance and the love to his family, his children, his wife. Um, I think it's an example of also what's the word I'm looking for? Resilience, right? Overcoming everything and you know uh, getting sober and all that, and continuing to make music. And yeah, Sharon, I think it was his. If it wasn't for Sharon, I think Ozzy would have gone a long time ago, maybe in the 80s or 90s. But yeah, thanks also to Sharon for loving Ozzy so much, and they are soulmates, of course. They are a great example of, I think, authenticity and love, and yeah, like being in the lowest moments as well, not only on the highest. But yeah, I think their lives, it's an example of um, much love and authenticity. And yeah, so thanks a lot, Ozzy. Farewell, fly high, rest in power, rest in peace, and we will continue to spread your legacy in all of the corners of the world. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye bye.